Hello everybody, my name is Ilya.
And my name is Tyler. Together we make up Kovray, a couple that loves to play board games. Have you heard of Wyrmspan?
Well, today we'll be teaching you a game that's mechanically inspired by Wyrmspan, which is Wyrmspan.
Wyrmspan is designed by Connie Vogelmann, it's developed by Elizabeth Hargrave, and the art is done by Clémentine Campardou.
It's published by Stonemaier Games, and in this game what you'll be doing is building a sanctuary of dragons, excavating caves, enticing more to come, and exploring all those caves in the meantime as well. Now let's jump to the table and learn how to play, shall we? As always, you'll begin by setting up. You'll first set up the Dragon Guild board by selecting one of the 4 Dragon Guild tiles at random, ensuring you flip the tile to match your player count. You'll then prepare the card display board. You'll shuffle the 183 dragon cards and place the deck to the side, revealing 3 dragons on the display board. You'll do the same with the caves, shuffling the 75 cave cards and revealing 3 on the board. You'll prepare the round tracker board by placing the track token on the round 1 space, and continue by shuffling the objective tiles, placing 4 at random on the board. You'll then place the coins, eggs, and all tokens in a public supply within reach. Now let's fly into player setup. Each player will receive a player mat and all player pieces of one color, including an adventurer, player markers, and a guild token, which will go on the Dragon Guild board in the starting space. Each player will then receive 6 coins, 1 egg, 3 dragon cards and 3 cave cards, of which they'll choose 4 cards to keep, and finally 3 resources of their choice. It's a good idea to look at what the resource cost of your dragons is when selecting your resources, so you can entice 1 or even 2 right away. Finally, you'll randomly choose a start player and you're now ready to play. Wyrmspan takes place over 4 rounds, in which players will take turns excavating caves, enticing dragons, and exploring the 3 caves on their player mat. The winner of Wyrmspan will be the player with the most points, which we'll break down shortly. Now let's go over a turn. On your turn, you'll select 1 action on your player mat. You'll move your adventurer there, pay any associated costs, and then perform the action. Coins will generally drive the amount of turns you have, as each action will cost at least 1 coin. Let's break down each action. First, excavate. You'll notice the first space of each cave is already excavated. When excavating, you'll first choose the leftmost empty space in one of the 3 caves to excavate. Any cave card can be excavated in any cave. The color is purely for aesthetics. After choosing the space, you'll pay the base cost of 1 coin, and potentially an egg or 2 if you're excavating in the 3rd or 4th column. You'll then place the cave card from your hand onto the space, and activate the benefits. Cave cards will have when played benefits. These range from resources to cards, movement on the guild, and more. The benefits are always optional, but it's often a good idea to take them. Now when covering the last space in the cave, you'll also have an opportunity to spend 3 items in any combinations to gain a coin. As coins are what really drive your action, this action will be quite beneficial to take if possible. On to the next action, Entice. First, you'll select the dragon from your hand. You'll then pay the base cost of 1 coin and any additional costs listed on the card. You'll then play the dragon on your player mat, ensuring you place the dragon on an excavated cave, and that the cave is of the preference of the dragon as indicated on the card. You will always place dragons left to right. After you play the dragon, you'll gain the when played benefit if 1 is printed on your dragon. Dragons will have various abilities. Of course, the when played ability we just saw that grants you immediate benefits. Other dragons will have round end abilities, which trigger at the end of each round. They could also have the flag symbol, which represents game end victory points for when meeting certain conditions. And finally, the adventure symbol. This will come into play during the exploration action. Now let's talk about some of the core actions you'll see on dragons. Caching resources means you'll place a resource onto a dragon. When caching resources on a hatchling, you'll often get a benefit in return. Sometimes even an additional benefit if it's your 3rd resource there. Cached resources will remain on the dragon card and are worth 1 point at the end of the game. Tucking cards means placing a card behind the dragon. These cards will remain there until the end of the game and will be worth a victory point each. Laying an egg or paying an egg. If the card doesn't specify, when laying eggs you can place them anywhere, as long as there's enough nests in the space. Or pay from anywhere as well. Sometimes cards will direct you though where to lay and pay from. Each egg will be worth a victory point at the end of the game as well. Now with dragons out of the way, let's chat about the 3rd action, Explore. First, you must choose which of the 3 caves you wish to explore. Then you'll pay the printed cost. If it's your first time exploring a cave this round, you'll pay 1 coin. If you choose again to explore the same location on a later turn, you'll pay an egg the second time and 2 eggs the third time in addition to the coin. You'll then take your adventure and begin exploring left to right. Each time you land an adventure icon on the path or a dragon card, you may activate the ability present. These abilities will often grant you resources, cards, which you can draw from the display or top of each of the decks, an ability to move on the guild track, laying an egg, and some fun abilities at the end of each track. Once the explorer reaches the stop space, your turn comes to an end, at which point you'll return the explorer back to base camp. At the end of your turn, you'll refill any card spaces if you took cards, discard down to 9 coins, 9 cards, and 9 resources, as that is the limit of each, and the next player will proceed by taking their turn. Now let's take a quick look at the Dragon Guild. Your exploration and sometimes abilities on cave or dragon cards will grant you movement in the Dragon Guild track. Each time you move, you'll get the corresponding benefit printed on the space you've moved to. Additionally, each time you reach either of the brown spaces, you'll have an opportunity to place your player marker in one of the areas in the center of the board and collect the corresponding benefits, if any. Each player may have a maximum of 4 player markers in the Dragon Guild tile. The round comes to an end when all players run out of coins or pass if they choose not to utilize all their coins. At this point, each player will discard any coins and eggs they paid as costs on their player mat. Then they'll activate any once per round abilities on dragons. And finally, the round's objective is now scored. If there are ties here, they're friendly. Both you and your opponent will score the same points. However, if you did not contribute to the goal in any means, you will score 0 points. You're now ready to start the new round. At the beginning of the next round, the round marker will progress. Cards will be refreshed from the card display. Each player will gain 6 coins and an egg. And finally, the star player marker will pass clockwise. You'll keep playing, building up your sanctuary until you've completed the 4th round. At this point, the game ends and you can begin final scoring. You'll first tally points from the markers in the Dragon Guild. You'll then proceed to tally all the printed victory point values on visible dragons on your player mat. After that, you'll check for any endgame abilities and score those as well. You'll score 1 point per egg, cached resource, and tucked card. You'll tally points from public objectives. And lastly, receive points for any leftover resources, 1 per coin and 1 for every 4 of other items, including cards or resources. You'll compare your scores and the player with the most points wins.
Well, thank you so much for watching.
Do you have any questions? We'd be happy to answer them in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, give it the thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, do all the lovely YouTube things, and we hope to see you in the next one.
See you later. Bye!